pussy is tight. Snap your dick tonight. Snap your dick tonight. Welcome back to Relatable.
This is episode 9.
9, as in 9, please don't ever do that again. By the way, big shout out to Marco's mom, who we found out. So explain for the people what the situation in Germany is right now.
Yeah, Marco told me that his mom listens to the podcast as well as his brother's girlfriend. So
who translates it for her?
Yeah,
which is so fucking cute. So
I don't think she translates the whole thing, but like,
no,
you know,
she
like
translates the entire thing.
The entire thing, yeah.
She says, "Yes, Marco was und Stripper," and his mom's like, "Was?"
Wow, I did not know that.
My own son, I'm so proud.
Following in the family footsteps.
Also, Marco has been staying true to the relatable lore, even in day-to-day conversations.
Yeah. He corrected me the other day. I announced to some of our friends that he got a job, and I absentmindedly said that it was at Chippendales, and he corrected me and said, actually, it's Thunder Down Under. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate Marco keeping me on top of my shit, keeping me in line. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Inez and Franca for keeping up, for getting those downloads up in Germany. And hello.
Hello, guten Tag.
Special shout out from California.
Just apologies in advance to anyone who can hear mariachi music in the background. My neighbors have a live mariachi band playing right now. And I am 99.9% sure it's not showing up in the audio, but if you hear like in the audio, that's what that is.
What would you do if I told you that I actually hired like a mariachi band to just like stand outside your apartment and play music?
My first thought was strangle. I would strangle you. But then thinking about it, I'd be really impressed with the dedication to just fuck me over.
Just 24/7. I'm like in crippling debt because I am paying this mariachi band to ruin your life.
To follow me around. Yeah, I went to go see The Shining last night. Thank you for reminding me. And in the back of the fucking theater, at the climax of the movie, like my favorite part is Jack is following Wendy up the stairs and she's swinging this bat at him and she's like, please stop it, please. And all of a sudden in the back of the theater I just hear so
right as you hear him, he's like, Wendy, darling, light of my
I'm just gonna bash them right the fuck in. And then they proceeded to score the rest of the entire movie. So
that was actually Stephen King's original vision.
Yeah. So I went in and saw The Shining, and there was a fucking mariachi band. Kind of destroyed the experience. But it's such a fucking good movie. Yeah. I know it's like it's kind of memed itself in a way, but it's still so fucking good.
You know the sequel, Dr. Sleep?
Yeah, I read the book and the movie was not great. I mean, the book itself is weird. There's like this cult of beings that suck the life force out of kids with The Shining. And there's a scene in the book where they're all just standing around the Twin Towers when 9/11 happened so they can just...
No.
Yeah, so they can just suck up all the energy from the people that died in it.
I have yet to see a movie adaptation of a book that genuinely lives up to the book's name, like
really?
that does it justice. I don't know, I just feel like there's not a lot.
I mean, have you seen Twilight? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh fuck, you're right, I take it back immediately. You're so right.
Blasphemy. I mean,
you're so right.
No, I think that's an interesting point because I have to think about all the movies I've seen.
I know the movie, the Dune movie that's coming out too. Like those books are fucking massive and insanely hard to read.
Yeah, the director of that, so he did the most recent Blade Runner reboot, I guess. Oh. And so he really, I think no wonder he got hired to do Dune because he really nails the world building and aesthetic of those like 80s sci-fi films. And again, I haven't seen the first Dune. I saw the first Blade Runner. I was so bored. I literally fell asleep. It was also a midnight showing, so don't at me. But it's really impressive. Like, sci-fi is just so overwhelming to think about developing and working on because there's so many nuances to whatever world you're building. But I love psychological horror because it just plays upon the horror is in people's psyches. And I think that that's why so many of my favorite horror films revolve around that, because you have like, it's so interesting because Hereditary kind of played on that, but then at the end it felt a bit like a cop-out because it turned into a cult thing. And I think Ari Aster just loves cults because then he made Midsommar, which was more appropriate for a cult horror because it's about a cult. But then it's like in Hereditary, just kind of threw in the cult shit. I thought the horror of that fucking movie, if you've seen Hereditary, the horror is in the fact that this girl gets her fucking head cut off. Oh my
God. I remember when we saw that together.
Yes,
the
we did.
theater was just fucking silent. Everyone just like collectively gasped and then couldn't speak.
And then left to go throw up. Speaking of book adaptations, you know one I'm really excited for? We just watched the trailer and I'm like living for it.
Movie of the century.
It involves a canine animal who is the color of Santa's suit.
And large.
And not small. Yeah. Can you guys guess? It's Clifford the magenta.
Medium-sized
canine. Clifford the big red dog. Like you'll get the trailer for stuff recommended to you on Instagram or whatever. So I was scrolling, saw the Clifford trailer, about jumped out a window because I was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, because we saw the billboard. We saw the billboard driving to the mall the other weekend, and we were just laughing because the billboard itself is so fucking weirdly designed. Like it's Clifford's head, and he's like, kind of like jumping into frame, and he has a pothole cover in his mouth that says NYC, but you can see like the New York City skyline behind him.
It's just like the tip of the Empire State Building, but the way that they sized it.
Yeah, like it looks like he is just insanely massive. Yeah. Like he's holding like the fucking US Enterprise from Star Trek in his mouth. Like he's fucking gargantuan and like gonna go on a rampage and just murder everybody in the city. They
entirely fucked up the scale so it looks like he's 3-4 times the size of the Empire State Building. And so I'm watching this trailer with Jillian, and okay, first of all, he starts off not as a normal sized dog. Let's get this the fuck straight, okay? He starts...
And we don't mean puppy sized, by the way.
He starts as a miniature dog. Like, he's on their kitchen table, and he's the shape and size of, like, a normal lab.
Right.
But red. And he has, like, a piece of deli meat in his mouth that's, like, twice his size. So you're like, okay, so it's Clifford... the super small dog, false advertising.
The proportionately sized small dog.
It's just like the scaled down dog.
Right. Like someone like modeled him in like Maya or whatever.
They're like, this is not what we asked for. And like, well, we just spent the entire budget on this, so I don't know what you want from us.
Yeah. We blew all of our budget on the special effects needed to, make it look like he was massacring the city.
To give him a realistic butthole. Like
I wanted to give him a red rocket.
How in the Cats movie they had to go back and CGI out their assholes. Yes. Yeah, no, did you say they gave him a realistic red rocket? Yeah. Oh no, puppy boner, no.
He starts like humping the Empire State Building and it like starts collapsing and people are falling out. It's like 9/11 again.
Oh God, the fucking army comes and starts shooting him down. No, but okay, so he starts up as this tiny puppy thing, and then there's this like mystical old man who's like, he'll grow as big as much as you love him. And so she like closes her eyes and goes to sleep and like hopes for him to grow, and then wakes up and he's like the size of her fucking room.
And then like, I guess the premise of this movie is these people are like, there's a big red dog running around, we must capture him.
Yeah,
like God knows why. And then the little girl, like Clifford's all sad and she's like, I guess people just don't like things that are different.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's just a fucking white girl.
Of course the main characters of the film are all white. and they're waxing poetic about how people who don't like people who are different.
Yeah.
Like, and then everyone else around them, every like supporting character is a person of color, but God fucking forbid the main characters are people of color.
Yeah, they chose to go the racism route, like a euphemism for racism.
But had people like white-splain it
Right.
to the audience. Like, people don't like people who are big and red.
Like, this black guy, like one of the supporting characters comes up, he's like, I know what that feels like. And then they're like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
We didn't give you lines, sir. This is not about you. This is our opportunity to tell our side of the story. Thank you. And then there's a scene where like he bursts out of the fucking U-Haul into Central Park, and there are those people in this big inflatable balls that you can run around in. And he goes and he attacks one of the balls, and you see it fly into the air, and you hear the Wilhelm scream because why the fuck not? Yeah. And then he fucking pops the ball, and he's dragging this guy in the ball around like a rag doll. And we're just imagining his fucking corpse oozing out in like a pile of bones and meat and blood. Like, oh my God, he killed him. Clifford, why'd you do that?
Yeah, he like jumps down onto the ball. They're like, Clifford, no fetch, haha. And then he pushes too hard on it, and the guy just pops.
The entire crowd is like, he's murdering people! Run!
And then there's this scene where like the little girl hijacks this truck, and her friend's like, do you even know how to drive? She's like, how hard could it be? And she like floors it in reverse.
Yeah.
And we're joking that like she like massacres a bunch of people in the car.
She takes out an entire sidewalk of pedestrians. And then she gets out, and her like white guy guardian or whoever this guy is like, oh, you were in such big trouble.
Yeah,
she's like, am I grounded?
Am I grounded for life? He's like, no, you're going away for life.
Fucking SWAT team shows up.
And then they put Clifford to sleep. They sell his belt on the black market.
They sell Clifford hot dogs.
Clifford, get your big red dog here.
Get your big red dog here. So I'm pretty sure that's the plot. I don't know. If y'all are interested, I'd definitely go pay to see that. 100% for sure. Definitely. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. Go see your big red rocket in theaters.
Oh, God. What's the girl's name? Like, I forget, like Mallory or something?
Macy. I don't know. Some M name. Yeah. But Mortimer.
Milton. It's Mortimer and Clifford.
Oh God. There's no way that movie doesn't go that way, where he's just massacring massive amounts of people.
I'm just picturing that, like he's just accidentally like killing and slaughtering like hundreds of people in New York.
There's a massive tonal shift, and the music gets really dark, and they're like, dun dun. It's like, Clifford, what are you doing? Clifford, no.
Don't put him pee on that. What are you doing?
Clifford, put him down. Clifford, drop it. Just the fucking guy's neck snaps, and Clifford's like,
and then he pisses on a building and like floods like a apartment complex, and everyone's like drowning in his piss.
The piss is like acid because he's a fucking alien. There's no way he's a normal dog.
What if Clifford ends up being a figment of her imagination, and like the last shot of the movie is her in a straitjacket being like, Clifford, I love you. And it like zooms out, and she's just like in like a padded room.
And she's just been the one who's massacring people.
It's a woman who like regressed into like a childlike state of wonder.
That's like a 50-year-old woman with like 3 teeth, and her hair is a fucking mess. She's fleas. Clifford. Clifford was her dead husband's name. Oh Lord. It honestly, it feels like a fever dream. Which, speaking of fever dreams, Jillian had a fever dream recently.
Yeah, and it's so funny because in the dream, I remember wanting to talk about it on the podcast. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna expose this girl."
Did it feel like it was happening in like real life in the dream?
No, it felt like a real.
That's so insane.
It felt like a real thing.
I'm so excited.
So my family, in my dream, my family was hosting this big party or something, and Charli D'Amelio showed up, like the little TikTok girl who dances and shit.
You know, the little TikTok girl.
Yeah.
Who dances and shits.
she shits on camera and then dances in it. Yeah, so she shows up to our party for whatever fucking reason, and then she was like showing off to people and myself how she bought like an owl. Like she just bought this like massive owl, and it was like some kind of endangered species. Like, yeah, I was bored, I just bought this owl. And I was like, Charli, you can't do that. Like, you can't just buy an owl.
Everyone at the party is just like, shame, shame, shame.
And it was like such a big deal that she got this owl, because I was like, you don't know how to take care of it. What's wrong with you? Why would you just buy this exotic animal? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I have a bird and I know how to really take care of it. Like, it was so fucking weird. And then I was like, I'm going to cancel her. I'm going to talk about it on our podcast. I'm going to expose her. And then I remember, I think you were telling me in the dream, you're like, well, won't there be a lot of backlash? Like, what if we get canceled because of all of her stands? And I was like, I don't care. Like, that we need to tell the world that she has an owl and she's not taking good care of it.
Dude, is this because you showed me that one TikTok of someone who actually did have an owl as a pet?
Maybe.
What were they doing with it?
They were just giving it different things, like a tissue or like a feather.
Yeah, and then I think somehow your brain subconsciously morphed those two things together. Yeah. And like, this bitch has an owl.
This problematic little teeny bopper has a fucking owl. That is not okay.
She paints its nails, and then she sicks it on people.
And she gets away with it because she's famous.
Yeah, Charli, no, she brings her owl to like every party. At least 5 people die each time.
If you don't do her TikTok dances correctly, she makes it decapitate you. She's like, get him, Mortimer.
She's like one of those people who thinks they're actually going to get a letter to Hogwarts.
Oh, God, that is so sad.
Sorry.
Hedwig. More like, give me some of that head wig.
Closer to the mic, you fuck.
Give me some of that head wig.
Give me some of that wig head.
Wig head. You know? Okay, is that when you give head while wearing a wig, or when your dick has a wig when you give head?
Just like a little Oliver Tree bowl cut wig on the head of your penis.
Fits right on there.
Suck my dong-ing-ong-ing-ong-ing-ong. No, I just love the idea that Charli D'Amelio has a fucking owl.
Like, and it was a massive owl. I mean, it was like the size of like a small child.
Oh, so an owl.
Fuck no! It was like 4 feet tall.
Oh, so a slightly larger owl.
Yeah,
I want an owl. What?
It was 2 owls stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat.
I want an owl that she can fucking ride. I want her to show up at a party.
Hey, I'm Charli D'Amelio. This is my fucking owl. If you don't like it, it's going to slit your throat.
She shows up to the valet parking. Like, do you guys have owl parking? I don't see.
Do you have a roost? What's some mice? He needs to eat.
He does pretty big shit, so I hope you guys have some hay laid down somewhere.
Actually, she doesn't even sound like that. I'm trying to think of like what her voice is like.
I don't know anything about her. I know the Drew Gooden did a little expose about her sad like docuseries about her family and how
I didn't watch it.
They don't want to. I didn't watch the series. I watched the video about how like they're just like I'm having a mental breakdown because I don't really want to be famous. And Dixie's like feeling like she's forced to make music and stuff, and she's like, one time I was sad. And then I
was really sad.
Yeah.
Well, it's great lyricism, Dixie. I don't think anyone is forcing her to make music.
It's sad because like she's obviously not a songwriter. I think from what I saw from clips of the documentary is that they have managers now who are basically just trying to make money for themselves. And so they're hawking a bunch of products. And I think that includes like a certain amount of songs that she probably has to put out, and they probably got shitty writers. Like, I don't think she's actively sitting and writing these songs. I think these poor girls are just, they got hit with like way too many followers out of the blue for doing basically nothing that requires any real skill, and they're attractive, and so they became wildly famous. And I can't imagine being in that fucking situation, because then you're stuck.
Right.
With all these people who are looking at you and expecting all this shit from you.
It's a lot of pressure. I mean, and Dixie is what, like 17 or...
I mean, they're literally like legally children.
Yeah,
so
they're really young.
Their brains aren't even finished developing. I think the thing that bothers me the most is you see people like Addison Rae going on Jimmy Fallon or whatever,
God,
and then doing dances that like a lot of the times, if not all the time, Black people created. And then for whatever reason, you have this like token fucking white girl representing all of TikTok and these dances, just like doing the fucking bare minimum.
Right.
And then you have people who like curated these dances and are actual dancers and choreographers who are really good at it.
Right.
And they don't get any clout at all.
Right.
Jillian is using her newly minted gel extensions to pick her fucking nose.
It's so cool.
Did you reach your brain yet?
Yeah, it feels nice. I'm giving the old pink a little tickle.
2 in the pink.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, by 2 in the pink, I mean 2 touching my brainstem. No, I just got these gel extensions for my Halloween costume, and these are the longest nails I've ever had. And they're not even that long, honestly, but
tell the people what the biggest issue with those is.
Definitely wiping
your shitty ass.
Yeah, so I just stopped.
Yeah,
just letting it pile up.
She has a vacuum cleaner next to the toilet. She just
a wet vac.
Yeah, a wet vac.
Like a Hoover.
A Swiffer. She just has Marco come in and Swiffer her asshole.
Yeah. It's nice because the nails are extended, so I can just easily stick them in my little nose and like dig around for boogies.
Dip some in some hummus, save it for later.
It's a perfect nose clam spoon.
You mean Coke nails?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 10 perfectly functioning Coke nails.
Perfect Coke nails.
So she can do 10 little bumps of Coke all at once.
10 lines. Get insanely fucking high. But it's also good for scratching backs.
Well, as we're winding down on the episode, we thought it would only be fair to share another scary story with you guys. So,
here, I can look it up.
Okay, Jillian's gonna look it up, but this is a kind of a legendary story. So this is a story that's been passed on through the ages across countries, cities, states, and
it was posted. I think it was posted on 4chan from Anonymous.
Just the saint of all websites.
Yeah. But this is a truly terrifying story.
So this is an anonymous tale.
Yes.
Oh, literally anonymous posted this in 2012 at 12:38 in the morning. Okay. I just hope that you guys, if you're driving, maybe pull over. If you're in your home alone, turn some lights on,
Get some crucifixes.
Yeah. Snuggle up with your favorite blanket. Okay. Man and girl go out to drive under moonlight. They stop at a side of road. He turns to his girl and say, "Baby, I love you very much." "What is it, honey?" "Our car is broken down." I don't know who's speaking. "Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk and get some more fuel." "Okay, you'll stay here and look after our stereo. There have been news report of stereos being stolen." "Good idea. Keep the doors locked, no matter what. I love you, sweaty." So the guy left to get full for the car. After 2 hours, the girls say, "Where is my baby? He was supposed to be back by now." Then the girl hear a scratching sound and voice say, "Let me in! Let me in!" The girl doesn't do it. And then after a while, she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check. And man door hand hook car door. So this is just an anonymous post on, it looks like Reddit now.
Well, someone reposted it, yeah.
Don't go to 4chan, go to Reddit.
Yeah, all the pronunciations you're hearing in that story, by the way, are true to text.
Yeah, I did not, there was no paraphrasing. I might have said let me in twice, but that was the extent of it. Oh shit, I'm crying.
Man door hand hook car door.
So this is kind of blown up and become a meme, and there's a cover of Mr. Sandman you can find on YouTube where someone sings, Mr. Sandman, man me a sand, make him the manest man car door hook hand. Yeah. So it's kind of taken on a life of its own. So you can, pull back on the road, turn the lights back off, stick your hand back in your pants, whatever you're doing before, or take your hand out of your pants, sir. I'm looking at you. But I think that was probably, what do you think? Like historically, that was probably just a misinterpretation of the hook man.
Probably
story.
Yeah. Someone was just like retelling like a spooky story.
Which I realized recently. I was watching like a documentary on old folklore and whatnot, or like urban legends. And essentially that story came about in the 60s when people were hooking up at lovers' lanes. And the general public was like, no, we can't be having teenagers fucking. And so the moral of the story was like, don't fuck in your car. Otherwise, a guy with a hook hand is going to come and murder you.
Oh my God.
So fuck it in the safety of your home, everyone. Be COVID safe. Be man car door hook hand safe.
Don't let the man door hand hook car door.
Practice safe sex. Wear condoms and don't let the man car hook cord hand come get you. Lock your doors and
put your man hooks on the handle.
On that note, we hope you have a very spooky Halloween. We are finally fulfilling our promise of releasing the Wicker Man video this Wednesday. And
we're also going to be releasing some Let's Plays. I got a couple spooky games.
Yeah, one of them was absolute dog shit, and we're not going to be playing that.
Yeah, but the others are good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to shit my pants.
I brought extra diapers.
And a Swiffer, a wet mop. Well, Jillian also needed that just so she could wipe her shitty ass because her acrylics won't let her. But anyway, well, we hope you're having a lovely... Those are her little claws right
doing now. ASMR. I don't know if it'll pick it up.
No, it won't. Oh, she's fondling the mic again. Okay, Jillian, stop deep throating it. I swear to God. How many times do I have to tell you this? Anyway, for updates and the Wicker Man video, you can follow us on Instagram at Relatable Pod Show, and our website, relatablepodcastshow.com. And you can email us any questions, comments, or concerns at relatablepodcastshow@gmail.com. And keep an eye out for that Wicker Man video and maybe a few Let's Plays. And then we have one more surprise video coming for the end of the month, but we're going to keep that one a secret for now.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. It's a porno.
Finally.
It's Jillian and her wet mop. We'll have a very spooky Monday, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.